out of there. My dog's digging, man. She's digging.
Get out! Hey, go! Physical. Go! Get out of there, son! Go! Stop digging! Go! Get out! Hey, go! Physical. Go! Get out of there, son! Go!
My dog's digging.
Go! Get out! Hey, go!
So I took the drink.
Go! Get out of there, son! Go!
The DMHA,
Go!
man.
Get out! Hey, go!
So I took the drink.
Go! Get out of there, son! Go!
The DMHA, man.
Go!
What up? What up? It's Garage Gym Homie, and today I am doing a video about the worst moments in my sobriety. Is it worth it? Before we get into this here, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out all the dang time for you, man. So click subscribe and let's get into this. God bless all of you homies. I hope you're feeling amazing, man. Living from the heart and staying out of your head. I hope you like my sign and my plant wall. And I need one of you homies to come over and trim it, man. It's growing. It's getting out of control, man. That alpha yellow put some a plant wall on your wall, man. It'll grow crazy. Listen, man, I'm doing a video on the worst moments, and I'm going to do another video on the best moments in my sobriety. And I just like to share the journey with you, man. I've never... a lot of people say I have a crazy past, crazy story. Why don't you write a book? I've been asked that many times, and I think to myself, my story's kind of played out. Drug addict guy who turned his life around. I mean, it's like, I feel like it's a lot, you know, I'm nothing special, but this is my version of writing a book, sharing, documenting, you know, what I've been through to tell you guys that sobriety, there's ups and downs, man. I've been sober over 11 and a half years going on. And there's been the good, there's been the bad. Sobriety's brought me a lot of craziness and a lot of growth, man. It's all about growth. You know, I've recovered from the illness of addiction, which means that God removed my obsession to get high. And now it's about growing. So one of the worst moments in my sobriety, and these are in no particular order, my TBI. I had a brain injury. I was in the garage gym doing military shoulder presses. I was on a pre-workout that Uncle Eddie sent me. It was some forgot which one. I'll remember which one it was. But it was nothing too popular, nothing crazy. It was AMF, something AMF. That's the one. I forget something AMF and claimed DMAA, DMHA. It was Snickle Fritz, but I was doing military presses and I fell and I had it on video. I was by myself. My brother was still living here. It was when I first started dating Stephanie. I had a vasovagal reaction. Everything went black and I fell on my back of my head and I had like 4 brain bleeds and skull fractures. And what's it called? It was terrible, dude. Got up, somehow everything went black. I don't know what caused it. I was over amped or so. I wasn't, not from the pre-workout. I hardly felt the pre-workout. I was just, I don't know what happened, dude. I've had them before when they've drawn blood, and I've been at a breast circumcision. It's happened. I don't know. There's something about my past with needles, but I fell on my head. I had the wherewithal to get up. Something was very wrong. Felt way out of it. I went upstairs. I told my brother something is wrong, and he rushed me to the ICU here in West Bloomfield, Michigan. And I got admitted and I had brain bleeds and skull fractures, and blood dissipated from the back of my head down my spinal cord and got trapped. It was the most painful. I couldn't even walk. The bottom of my spinal cord, every time I would stand up, my legs would buckle for weeks. And I just had to wait till the blood dissipated. Thank God. I have had a full recovery, except the fact I no longer have smell, which means I probably don't have my full taste. It seems like I have my full taste, but I probably don't since I don't have smell. That was a horrific freaking event in sobriety. all that craziness I did with drugs and everything. And I ended up in the ICU with sobriety. Stephanie was there for me, helped me every bit of the way. Nice to be dating a physical therapist. And she worked on me, helped with the blood dissipating. It was terrible, man. So, and I stayed out, man. I stayed out and I didn't train for a while and came back with a full recovery. Thank God, man. Thank God. And next one, getting COVID, man. Getting COVID was a horrible part of my sobriety, man. And I'm going to tell you why. I didn't want to get the COVID shot. I had decided right from the start that I didn't trust it. I didn't want it in my body. If you're watching this and you're saying, oh, what an idiot, I'm true to myself, man. I had everybody around me, everybody. Well, not everybody. Stephanie was on my side. I had some friends who were on my side. Everybody was telling me, just get it, man. Just get it. Just get the shot. Get the shot. You got to get the shot. What are you, crazy? You're not. I was told you're going to kill your grandmother. Literally. I got uninvited, me and Stephanie, to family events, parties, Mother's Day dinner, vacations. It was a terrible, terrifying time in my life. I work with my dad. I almost had to find a new job. It was horrible. They shamed me. And I'm not saying this as a victim. I'm just telling you what happened. I believe in my heart, I'm not a victim. I made a decision, and our decisions come with consequences. And whether they're good or bad, whether it's right or wrong, my decision came with consequences. And I knew that. And to this day, I thank God I didn't get it, because here I am today, healthy as ever. I didn't need it. And I'm happy with my decision. And I stayed true to myself. And I spent a lot of time, and I'm going to get to the getting COVID part, spent a lot of time in fear that oh my God, should I just get the shot? I knew in my heart I physically was not going to be able to drive to that place to get. I knew I wouldn't do it. Even if I said I'll get it, I knew I wouldn't. I can't explain it, but I was not able to get it. There's no way I was going to bend for that. And I stayed true to myself, and I didn't trust God. I spent sleepless nights. What am I going to do? My family's disowning me. The people around me are shaming me. Even my AA sponsor was, oh man, you get the shot. You get the shot. I was like, dude, I'm listening to my heart. It was one of the biggest growing experiences I ever had. So me and Stephanie threw a Thanksgiving dinner for my family and hers. They all got together. My boy Chad was there. You used to probably see him on Heistem Saturday if you used to watch. A couple of days later, it was Thanksgiving was a Thursday. Me and Chad got together 2 days later for Heistem Saturday. We gave each other COVID. I think he gave it to me. My family wouldn't talk to me. This was in the thick of COVID. I was so sick. This was before the Omicron. This was one of the really strong. I woke up, I thought it hit me like a freaking truck. I mean, I'll be honest, I underestimated it. I thought if I get it, I'll be fine. I was fine, but that thing felt crazy. I mean, hit me like a truck. I was one of the sickest I've ever been in my life. Dude, I could hardly stand. I felt like, plus the anxiety, everything in the media and everything like that. And I was already hip to the game, what was going on with COVID and all the politics behind it at that point. So there's part of me that was like hip to the game. And there was part of me that was like, man, what if I'm the one that dies from this? Dude, my family didn't talk to me the whole time I had COVID. They were so mad at me because they were thinking, I had Thanksgiving with them. Oh, I put them at risk because I'm unvaccinated, and I put them at risk as an unvaccinated person. It wasn't like mainstream news yet that even vaccinated people could transmit it. So they looked at me like I just put them all at risk and I could have killed them. They didn't call to check up on me when I had COVID. I was one of the sickest I've ever been. Stephanie was there for me. Terrible. They were talking about replacing me at work. Maybe I should find a new job. It was freaking terrible. And I spent a lot of time in fear, not trusting God. And I look back and I say to myself, God carried me through that like he has everything else in my life. And this was a big lesson that I should have trusted God. And I shouldn't have done anything different except trusted God that he would carry me through. And I stand tall with my decision today. And I am grateful that I stayed true to myself. And my family, they're completely over COVID now. They laugh at people who are still masking up. You're still on, I've heard people in my family talk about how the shot doesn't work and stuff. They'll never apologize to me or anything. And I accept that. That's okay. They'll never say, you were right, I was wrong. The shot wasn't what we thought it was. Nothing. And that's completely okay, because that's between me and God, because I can't afford to have resentments, and resentments for me are deadly. So I'm just telling you, it was a trying time. And I had Stephanie, it felt like it was me and her against the world, man. It was when I met Stephanie and we were on the same page, and I'd go to her house, I'd pack up for the weekend and go to her condo. It was like the biggest breath of fresh air. I was so in love. I was like, it's like I'm around people who accept me, who aren't judging me, it was like I had our own little world in the time of COVID where everyone was going freaking nuts. And there was like so few people who weren't judging me unfavorably. And as I said, I'm not a victim. My decisions come with consequences, and I accept that. But I did hold a lot of anger about that for a long time. I had to pray deeply from my heart. And that's the point of this video, to tell you the growing I've done, not just to complain about bad things that happen in sobriety. I had to do, these were all growing experiences. I had to pray from my heart for my resentments to be lifted, for God to help me and say, these people in my life were sick people. Their subconscious was hijacked by the media, by the politicians, by this, by that. And I stayed true to myself. And I mean, maybe I got the shot and it wouldn't have killed me, but I got to look myself in the mirror. I'm not doing things out of fear. I'm not going to do things out of fear to please other people today. Me and God carries me through. Anyway, man, so getting COVID was terrible. Pets dying. My ferret died. That was terrible. Luther the ferret. Bane the ferret died. We had another ferret. We had 3 ferrets. They've all passed. And my dog Wallace died. Those were bad times in my sobriety. It's part of the love of having a pet, but those were bad times. And Vinny, man, Vinny's 9 years old now, going on 10. And his birthday is my sobriety birthday. We share a birthday, January 26th. He will be 10. And, so I'm spending a lot of precious time loving my dogs. And I'm a big dog lover, as you guys know, man. They're everything to me. I love them so much. Huge part of my life. They bring so much joy to me, and I'm glad to give them a good home. Vinny was a rescue. Gemma I got from a breeder, and I love them, man. So yeah, pets dying is a hard part of sobriety. My grandfather passing, that was a hard part of my sobriety, because he fell on his head, and my grandma kept him alive with a feeding tube for so many months. It was so horrific. It was terrible. And I everything worked out the way it's supposed to, and I don't want to regret anything in the past, but he should have been let go. He was just laid up in a rehab, just like a body. And I kept visiting him to the point in sobriety. I didn't even share this with you guys while it was happening. It was dark, and I would just and finally I said, I'm sick of coming here and saying goodbye. Every time I'd come there, I'd think it was the last time I'd see him. When he passed, it was such a relief, finally, because I knew my grandma, who just turned 88 last week, could move on. And it was a blessing when he passed, a big blessing. And it was a very difficult time, especially when he fell, and he just never was the same. He turned into complete, just basically an existing body. And it was hard to watch. I did not think my grandfather, who I call my Zadie, that's a Yiddish term, would go out like that. And you never know what life, you never know where life takes you. The next one, my hair transplant. Right when I got sober, you could tell how good that did for me. My grandparents offered to get me a hair transplant. Everybody in my life, not my dad, and my sponsor advised against it. He's like, I do not believe in these he's like, I don't believe in this kind of vanity stuff, these cosmetic surgeries and stuff. And I didn't listen to him. Everyone was telling me, people close to me, oh, get it. It's going to be great. You're sober now. You'll have a nice head of hair. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin yet. I was brand new in sobriety, and I got the hair transplant, and it was such a dumb decision. I don't regret the past. It was so painful for weeks. My ex-girlfriend was taking care of me. Horrible. It worked for a couple of years, and now I'm back to looking sorry as heck again. Dude, now I'm so comfortable in my skin, and I don't mean to say that to sound like a douchebag. It's just, dude, it's all God, man. Like, just feel like, dude, men need to embrace aging. We need to age gracefully, men and women. It's pathetic to see people holding on. Men lose their hair, dude. It's part of, I embrace it. I keep it short. I love it. I never think about my hair. Ever. I spend zero time. I let the muscle do the talking, man. I'm a freaking rugged dude. I have a fiance, but I don't care what anybody thinks about my freaking hair. Sometimes I go on YouTube Live and people are like, well, take your hat off. Oh, you're bald. Like random freaking weirdos. I'm like, are you a chick, dude? Like, I'm a man. My hair, this is what you're talking about? Like, we're here pumping iron? Dude, I could care less. I was so uncomfortable in my skin when I got sober. I was probably uncomfortable in my skin before getting sober. The drugs were just covering it up, living in fear. Dude, don't get a hair. People who I hear take medications for their hair, sprays, just let it go, man. Age gracefully, age with dignity. It's a spiritual experience, us being comfortable with age. It's all God, man. So that was a stupid thing to do, man. I should have listened to my sponsor on that one. But again, I don't regret the past. It was a great learning experience. And now I know, man. Now I know. Next one, my falling out with my sponsor. I've never shared this with you guys. My sponsor got a divorce, and a year and a half ago, or a year ago at least, and he went off the deep end, man. And I'm not going to go into detail, but he turned into a person that was no longer a safe space for me. And it's never been the same since. Me and my buddy, my brother in AA did an intervention with him. It was like I didn't even know him anymore, man. And it's never been the same with us since. We don't talk on the phone. We send texts every day. Love you. Have a blessed day. But it's feels very superficial, and he went to a very dark place. He says he's better now, but he's never called me to discuss it, and I don't know that he'd be open to hearing it. And it was terrible, man. I mean, had a lot of sleepless nights wondering about our relationship. It was horrible seeing him like that. His divorce took him to a terribly dark place. And I looked at him like my superhero had it's like when you look at a superhero and then you see what their human side. Like, it was terrible for me, dude. It was terrible for him. And I'm sure he's got to know, he's 76 years old, that our relationship's not the same. He's not an idiot. He's a smart guy. But we just don't talk. We used to talk on the phone constantly. I used to call him to confide in him. I'd talk about things in my life, look for guidance. And I feel like I don't have a sponsor anymore. I know I can call him, and we text every day. I'm sure he's in a different place now, but we've never had that conversation about what happened in our relationship and everything. And it's just never been the same. And I've never shared this with you guys. And the last thing, man, my ex-girlfriend, you probably seen her on the first year of my channel, first 6 months probably. and then we split up. I stayed in a relationship for 5 years, man, in sobriety that I didn't in my heart want to be in. I spent 5 years conflicted and convincing myself that I was in a relationship that all my family loved her. She converted to Judaism. I never asked her to, but she did. She was a very good girl, a very nice person, good soul. I just knew in my heart it wasn't for me. And I stayed in the relationship out of fear of hurting her, out of fear of thinking maybe I'd make a mistake. And now I advise everybody, if you're, I spend zero time in my life conflicted about my relationship now. So I know what it feels like to be in a healthy relationship. It was a terrible decision to live in fear, and I strung somebody along. And I am glad I stayed sober through that. God bless her. I want nothing but happiness for her. I hope she finds her person. I just don't ever stay in a relationship you're conflicted about. If you're conflicted, that means you have the answer. Don't ever stay in a relationship out of fear. It is a terrible feeling spending all those years in my head in fear. 5 years, we'd be on and off, on and off. I kept coming back. I was driven by sex and by just things that were, fear of hurting her and, things that were just, I should not have lived like that. Again, I don't regret it. It was a big growing experience. But when she picked up and left, it was a blessing for both of us, I'm sure, because it was very bad. And I am glad I stayed sober through that. So those are the worst parts of my sobriety. A lot of growing. That's why I bring it up. Let me know what you think. God bless you all. Let's get this dang muscle.